because it does say on my phone. She waved at us.
So, good evening. Welcome to another episode of Corner of Truth. And Derek starts with a D though.
All three D's.
What's the word for tonight?
Respect.
Respect. And before we get involved into the discussion about respect, I want to shout out to everybody that does watch these. If you could share this and get the Living Water Christian Center of Frederick, the YouTube video, get that all passed out to your friends and people that you think might watch it, and let them know that they can subscribe to that and that they could click the thumbs up. And if they click that little icon like a bell, that gives them a notification, or it should give you a notification of us going on live. We're going to try to keep the lives somewhere between 6 and 8 o'clock, somewhere in there, just because of the way that my hours are. But we will be doing lives every Monday.
Yes.
So that is our plans.
And we haven't missed one.
And we have not missed one. That's because Derek did one by himself when we were in Florida, which was awesome. And you might want to go back and watch that. That was a good one. That was on manipulation and hallucinations. So you should go back and watch these. And every one of those are on our YouTube channel. So if you missed a Monday or missed one, you can go back and go to our YouTube channel, and you can scroll through those lives and pick whichever one you want to watch. But tonight is on respect. Did you end up digging up the definition of respect?
No, I did not.
I got that handy here, and it's what I did was, because I think respect and honor are really close to the same.
Yes.
So this is the definition of respect. It says, respect, also called esteem, is a positive feeling or action shown towards someone or something considered important or held in high esteem or regard. It conveys a sense of admiration for good or valuable qualities. It is also the process of honoring someone by exhibiting care, concern, or consideration for their needs or feelings. So that is the definition of respect. And I also pulled up the meaning of honor. And honor is high respect or great esteem, which that was in respect. The other definition is adherence to what is right or to a conventional standard of conduct, or something regarded as a rare opportunity and bringing pride and pleasure, a privilege. I was honored to do that type of thing. So, we are on the aspect of respect or / honor. So when you said those words, I know you said to your mom, this is the word that's coming to me. What stuck out? Why was it that you chose respect? What was your feelings, or what the Spirit was telling you on that?
People's attitude at some points, like they're not giving, like people that are older and all that, not enough respect to one another.
So like the younger generation to the older generation. Yes. I know that you've heard this as you were growing up with your in your life, that we've always taught, your mom and I have always taught, respect your elders. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So And and if Devin's watching, he's going to say, yeah, Derek, I'm older than you. That's
different. It's brotherly love. It's brotherly love, Devin. That's different.
So I know that can cause a conflict when it's closer to that age. Like he's 19, you're going to be 18. Well, you're going to be 18, and then he's going to be turning 20. So
it doesn't count until it happens. He has a whole week before he turns 20.
Yeah. So I know that that's going to create a conflict or a little, like almost like an abrasive piece of sandpaper between some people when we say that word, respect your elders, because an elder is anyone that's older than you. Okay. But we are. That's a good point. That's a good point. And with the generation that is coming up, there is a lot of non-respect going on. So one of the verses, and I pulled up a few verses here that we can tackle. 1 Peter 2:17 says this: show proper respect to everyone, love the family of believers, fear God, and honor the emperor. Now see, this was talking about like the king. This was more of this is the New Testament. So when it says honor the emperor, I think they're meaning the king. Okay. Now, when we go back and it says show proper respect to everyone, this is what the Lord is trying to teach us, is not only just respect your elders, but it says to respect everyone.
Younger, same age, and older.
Yes.
Whole shebang.
Right. So how would you explain just those first few words? Show proper respect to everyone. So just those words, how would you explain to people your age or whoever's watching just on those few words?
Say it again.
Show proper respect to everyone.
Just that part?
Just that part.
Like, help one another, respect one another. If you see like an older person and they need help putting something heavy in their vehicle or something like that, and they ask you, hey, can you come help? Yeah, sure, I'll come help. I'm younger. I have the strength to be able to do it. A lot of older people don't have that strength. And if you just go out and just say, no, I can't help you, I have stuff to do, that's
disrespect.
Yeah, that's disrespect to the person that they asked you, hey, can you please help me with this?
Right.
It just takes like 3 seconds, pick it up, put it in their vehicle, and there you go.
It's
move on with your day.
Right, and you had a perfect point there, because we have meals here during service. We have, well, not during service, but you know what I mean.
Like
after service or before service, we have snacks and stuff like that. And as people pull into the driveway, you're out there sometimes, and you see them pull up, and if you see them open up the trunk or open up the back door and they're pulling stuff out, you end up going right out there and you don't even wait to be asked. You know,
or I'll go out there and I'll hold the door open so they don't have to take a hand and put it underneath and open up the door.
Right.
The door's already open for them.
So, and the thing is that's another thing, is doing it without being asked. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of I was kind of, I guess, the same way. We were all teenagers, so when I talk like this and I'm bringing up these examples, I am not picking on or rebuking your generation, okay, or Danny's generation, your sisters. I'm not. Because
they and me have the same generation.
because everyone that's watching this, whether they're 5 or 50 or 85 or 100, it doesn't matter. We were all teenagers. We were all kids. And when we were kids, there's been every type of moment in our lives that we would think of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We
give ourselves the self-respect.
Right, but we're doing our own things.
Yes.
Kind of like, and I'm going to throw you under the bus.
Go ahead.
Your mom and I are watching a movie, and we're like, Derek, come on, watch a movie. And you're like, no, I just want to play my game, you know.
I want to play my game.
And so you just have that. That's your space. That's the thing that you're doing. And I guess that's what I'm saying is every child or every aged child, whether they're 5 or 18, whatever, they have their own mojo. You know, they have their own thing that they like to do. So sometimes we get so wrapped up in what we're doing that we end up forfeiting the respect that you were taught. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying is these are things that there could be some people that are watching saying, duh, Pastor, you know, of course we have to respect everyone. Yeah. Duh, you know, yeah, we have to love the family of believers, and yes, we have to fear God. I know all these things, but sometimes we just need to be brought back into, you know, we need one of those
smack across the face.
Yeah, well, kind of a wake-up call, you know. We have to bring it back to the front of our mind. It's almost like, you ever watch a movie where somebody gets hypnotized?
Yeah. And
during that moment that they're hypnotized, and then all of a sudden they're like, wake up, you know. So these are these verses that I think it's one of those, wake up, you know. That we have to remember those things, that, you know what, we have to respect everybody. We might not agree with them, and we might not know why they choose to do what they do, but we're not God. You know what I'm saying? So we need to show them respect. And just because you show them respect, I want to give an example to this. Let's say that I say I'm not your dad. Okay, and I'm a neighbor.
Yeah.
And I'm doing something wrong that you know is wrong. Okay. And I say, hey, Derek, can you come on over here and help me do this? You can say those at that time. If it's a wrong thing to do, you can say, I don't have time at this time, but, you know, maybe next time I can give you some help or whatever. But we have to watch what we help with. And what I mean by that is, let's say you don't know, maybe I'm at a person's house and you think I live there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Luckily, I would keep track on, that's my neighbor's house, that's his house. So if he's at my neighbor's house and that is his house, I'm just going to be like, yeah, no, I'm sorry, I can't.
So, and the reason I'm throwing these examples out like this is because the world has went crazy. And the other thing is if somebody can think it
can be done.
It can be done. And an example of that, do you remember that little Detroit Lions souvenir helmet that I had? And I think it's in Devin's room.
It might be.
But anyway, it's about this big around,
yeah,
and it has a face mask.
Yeah.
There is and I don't know if you knew this or not, there is a warning sticker on this helmet. And do you know what 2 of the warnings are?
Choking hazard.
No.
What?
It says, do not put on animals and do not put on infants. And this thing is only this big around.
How's that going to fit on an infant's head? Hold up.
So what I'm getting at is the world is crazy. That's my example of the world is crazy. And they put these warning tags on there because either someone has attempted to do this or they've thought of it. So we're supposed to respect everyone, love the family of believers, fear God, and honor the emperor. The other one that I grabbed was this one, 1 Corinthians 10:33. Even as I try to please everyone in every way, for I am not seeking my own good, but the good of many, so that they may be saved. So now what that verse is saying. Well, let me ask you, what does it sound like to you that verse is saying?
You're giving people respect and they're not giving you respect back.
That could be, but let me say it again. Even as I try to please everyone in every way, for I am not seeking my own good, but the good of many, so that they may be saved. So now what that's saying is, you remember how we, and a lot of people at our church will say this, that you need to let your light shine so that people see Jesus through you?
Yeah.
That's that type of verse. So you show people that respect and that grace and that mercy and that love and that respect so that he gets the glory. So because people will say, why, let's say that, back to that example, I'm not your dad, I'm your neighbor. You come over and you assist me in something. And you keep coming over and assist me doing stuff. And finally I ask you, I'm like, Derek, why are you so kind? Why do you keep coming over and helping me? That's a perfect opportunity for Derek to say, because I have God in my heart and Jesus tells me to. You know what I'm saying? It opens up that door to where we can share that type of stuff. Now, do you see, and now I'm throwing your generation into this question, do you see your generation being able to do that example I set?
I'm going to say half and half. Half could, but then again, half can't.
Well, it's not that they can't.
They just don't want to.
That's the bigger thing. Because everybody can.
They just don't want to.
They choose not to. And it's sad because of that. And that comes back to the next verse, because you were brought up in the church.
Yep.
We started going to church. Well, actually, your mom and I, we gave our hearts to the Lord in, I think it was February of 05 or 06, somewhere in there.
So when I was born.
So, yes. So you were a baby, but all of you were brought up going to church.
Yes.
So it was taught or expected, that type of stuff. But the Bible tells parents or teachers, it speaks to the parents and it says, bring your children up in the way of the Lord so that as they get older, they will not depart from it. It won't leave them. So that respect should be there because that's what's just taught. Okay. But the verse that I'm getting at, and I hope that I hope there's parents watching. I hope there's maybe aunts or uncles watching. I pray that they hear this verse and they end up sharing this video with some kids. Okay?
Now, before you do that,
go ahead.
I can throw your generation under the bus.
Go for it.
Okay, I'll throw Dad's generation under the bus. So there was this one video that I saw. And I was just scrolling through, and it was a mother telling their son, "Your generation is crazy."
Ooh.
He looked at his mom and said, "Your generation raised us."
Bang.
So it's a full cycle that just goes on.
Yes.
And somewhere that cycle either needs to bend or be broken of this crazy part of the world. because it's just a complete cycle.
Oh,
It's just a cycle.
yeah.
It just needs to be broken or bend just a little bit to be changed in a different direction, because it's just going around in a circle right now.
Yes.
Generation goes up, they get raised in one way, and then other kids get raised up in a different way, and then that cycle comes right back to where their kids are now following what their parents did, or how they've acted, or shown to their kids on how they act.
That's good. That's good. Yes. That is awesome. That was so spot on, because children are taught how to do things. When we had you when you were a baby,
Yeah.
you didn't know how to walk.
No, I didn't.
You didn't even know how to crawl.
No.
All you did was lay there.
And cry.
And you ate and you deposited it.
Yep.
That's it. That's all you did.
And cry.
And as you got older, it was
a learning. It's like learning your steps on going.
yes. It's like you were taught that whole time. You didn't just jump right on a bike and start riding.
No training wheels.
You had training wheels to hold you and balance you. So you're absolutely right. So when we talk about that generation, or I've used it in sermons saying you guys are the next church, because your mom and I, our generation, right now we have to mold the younger generation, Derek's generation, and the ones younger than that, mold them on how to have church, how to worship, how to praise, how to pray, how to read scripture, how to teach, how to speak it or preach it. It has to be taught, because if we don't teach it, where are all the churches going to go? And don't get me wrong. I know that there's people out there right now, Derek, that are saying, Pastor, the church is in me. I'm the church, and I can have church at home. And you know what? Yes, you can. But there's nothing like getting together in an atmosphere and growing. So you're absolutely right. For our generation to snap and say, your generation, da 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 da. That was a good video you watched, because it snapped it right back and said, well, you raised me.
The generation brought you guys brought this generation up, and
yeah, it was good. That was good.
Still crazy out there.
That's right. So, and that brings us, since we're talking parents and kids, it brings me to the next verse, that set of verses that we are going to talk about, and that's Ephesians 6:1-3. And it says, children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment, with a promise. See, God put a promise with this one. Okay? I'm going to read it again. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment, with a promise. And some people are like, well, what's the promise? This is the promise. So that it may go well with you, and that you may enjoy long life on earth. So it's like, if we honor our parents and respect our parents, God is actually giving us a promise with that it's going to go well with us. Okay? Go well with us. Okay? What could that mean? Okay, it could mean that he's going to give us a prosperous life. Now, when I say that, I don't mean money. I mean just a good life. Okay? But then it says that you're going to enjoy a long life on earth. So are we going to live to 80? Are we going to live to 180? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but it's a promise, right? So honoring I always want to touch that screen and make it.
It's not touch screen.
I know. So those are some verses that popped into my head. And I got more that I want to use when I close. But children obeying your parents. That's, well, it actually, what I want to do is go back up to the first one, actually. And it says, love the family of believers. I'm going to open that one a little bit more, because family of believers are the church body.
Yep.
Okay. But it also means the family of believers. We are a family.
Yep.
And we're all believers.
Yep.
So now I'm throwing Devin under.
Oh, yes. Devin's finally being thrown under the bus. Yes.
And I don't want to just throw Devin. It's kind of all of us. And I'm throwing myself under it. Because I have brothers. I have family. I have, and you have brothers. You have sisters.
Yep.
You have family. So it's like, how can we, and there's times I don't agree with everything, but I can still show respect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's what God is wanting us to do. Because in the church, there's many different, what do I want to say? Denominations.
Yeah.
And each denomination might not agree with other denominations. So, and I've said this 100 times, but it's like, if we can just keep the main focus Jesus, that he died for us on the cross, you know what I'm saying? Then why can't we respect one another and still worship one another? Did you find a quote?
No, I actually looked up something from a song that I've heard. It's called See You Again, the one that was made for Paul Walker after he died.
Oh.
And part of the song says, how can we not talk about family when family's all that we got?
Say that again.
How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got?
Amen.
Now, Fast and Furious, it's all different people. They're not part of it. They form the family with the bonding, with the power and all that. Okay. Yeah, they forged it all together, and that's why they consider themselves family. So if something happens to one, it
affects them all.
Yep.
See, and that's what happens here at the church. Your mom and I said this, that we had a blast, and we had a blast in Florida, but it was like we really missed the church. We missed the church family. We have a wonderful family here at the church, and it's awesome to see our family, you guys, you kids, and us, and this growing inside the bigger family. And the thing that really touches us, or touches me anyway, is you're learning stuff from other individuals.
Yep.
Of the church. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll just throw one out there, like Luke.
Yeah.
He's an elder. He's an older gentleman, but it's like there's things that he says, there's things that he does, and I know that you don't watch to the point like you're like,
yeah,
but you know what I mean? Everybody watches. So, and it's like, that's what really touches me, is that you get to have that environment to see other believers worshiping. And you're up in the sound booth. So it's like you get to see everybody how they worship, and you get a different aspect of how to worship. So, so you're getting a big, full aspect.
Now, I said this yesterday to someone, how, like, there could be relationships of, like, respect and all that, of, like, how a boyfriend gives respect to a girlfriend. What's at the end of those two words? E-N-D. It ends. In family, it ends with I-L-Y. I-L-Y is smaller down to I love you.
Oh,
So family has I love you in the word. A relationship with boyfriend and girlfriend, it has end at the end. I said it, and now it just like it sticks to me now. Like it's something that's just always there. And also, another thing, I hope just popped in my head. Movie Back in the Barnyards. Old movie. We're going back to Otis and all of that. The cows, the barnyard. Yeah, Devin knows the movie. Where Otis's dad said this quote: "A strong man sticks up for himself, an even stronger man sticks up for others." So if you have enough courage for the respect to put to others and protect them, you're the stronger man. But if you can only protect yourself, you only care about yourself, you're just a strong man. But a stronger man can take down a strong man.
yes.
Because he'll have people on his side. That strong man is going to just be himself on his own. A stronger man will have people behind him to back him up. Jesus had the disciples behind him. Jesus was a stronger man.
Yes.
And he walked around with strong people. He walked around, he talked to just strong people who didn't even fully know the Lord. But he turned them to the Lord, and they joined the stronger man's side. God is the stronger man's side. Lucifer is just the strong side.
He's a stronghold.
Yes, he's a stronghold. Definition of Lucifer, strong. God's definition is stronger. Add the ER, or add that R. Add the R, because it's stronger. Lucifer's just strong.
That's right.
Because he makes you think other things with manipulation and hallucination. I went back to manipulation and hallucination. But Lucifer wants the disrespect out of the world. Like he wants you to disrespect people.
Yes. But respect him.
Yes. That's what he wants.
Isn't that crazy?
He wants the respect to him, but he wants you to disrespect others.
Yeah.
Lucifer just wanted the worship. He was cast out by God. So then when he lost the respect from God, he got angry that we could fail multiple times, but we still got the respect from God. We still give God respect. God gives us respect as well. We're one of God's favorite creations or something like that.
We are created in the image of God.
Yes. And Lucifer wanted to ruin that because he wanted the worship to go to himself.
Yeah.
And then when he was cast out, wasn't that around the time that Eve decided to eat the forbidden fruit?
He ended up going to the garden and tempted Eve, saying, "Did he really say you would surely die?" You know. Yeah. And it was a what do I want to say? It was almost the same way that the devil ended up tempting Jesus. He twisted those words. You know, remember the word "if" that we talked about last week? You know, if you are the Son of Man or the Son of God, turn these rocks into bread. So, but yeah, that's awesome. I like that quote. A strong man, what is it from Barnyard?
A strong man sticks up for himself. A stronger man sticks up for others.
There you go. And that is exactly what Jesus did. And there's a perfect example of that because like Derek was saying, Jesus not only came to the earth, the Bible says that he came to the earth to serve, not to be served. So he ended up coming, and he did not, when he got crucified, they did not, and I apologize, but I got something in my eye. He did not fight or put up any type of wrestling to when the Roman soldiers went to take him. He laid his life down for us. He laid it down. They did not push him, throw him, whatever. He laid down. So, did you have something else?
No, I honestly looked up the meaning of Lucifer in the Bible, and it says shining one, light bearer.
Yeah, because he comes as the Bible says that Lucifer shows up as a light, as a
A fake light.
Huh?
A fake light.
Well, no, I mean he's an angel.
He's
Okay?
a fallen angel.
He's a fallen angel, but he's an angel. So this fixation, if that's a word that I can use, this fixation of what people like during Halloween, and I don't like that holiday, but during Halloween, you'll see these people dressed up as a devil, right? And it's red, and you got red horns and a pitchfork. And,
Yeah.
That's not devil. Okay? Lucifer is actually the studies that I've done is he comes as light. He comes as the study that I did. He's a handsome person. He's a decent looking man. Okay. Now he's the beast or he's the enemy, but that's why he can end up there. That's why he can manipulate because he knows God's word
Like
probably better than we do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he knows what to twist and how to say it so that you and I and you will get stumbled. That's why in the word it says that, and I'm paraphrasing this, study to make yourself accountable or to make yourself strong. Study the word. Because there will be a day that people will call, and some people were saying that we're there, that there's going to come a day where evil is called good and good is called evil. And if you don't know the word, you could end up falling into that trap. And it also says in the Bible that it says, beware of a wolf
in sheep's clothing.
There you go.
Oh, Devin brought the Indians up in that one. Wolf in sheep clothing, because the Indians used to disguise themselves as wolves and all that so they could get close enough to kill what they were hunting.
Yeah.
Now, Dad, remember how you just said that Lucifer comes as a light? So let's take two things. Sun, the actual sun that we see outside, and a light bulb. Lucifer would come as a light bulb, not the actual sun.
Right.
God comes as the sun. Lucifer just comes as a fake little light that we can just
sun S-O-N.
Yes, that we can take and we could just flick and
turn him off.
And listen, it's quiet, nothing. But you know what we can't turn off? The sun.
S-O-N.
The only time that gets turned off is when the darkness shows up. When Lucifer decides to come out.
Yeah.
When Lucifer's allowed to come out.
There you
He's
go.
on the dark side. When the earth spins, Lucifer's out roaming around right now because it's dark out. When the sun's out, God's out. He's walking around. He's like, "Woo! Today's gonna be a good day. Woo!"
Yeah.
That's what God thinks.
So these are the last verses I want to use because a lot of parents could have jumped on the bandwagon when I said, "Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother," right? For which is the first commandment with the promise.
Yeah.
So a lot of parents could have went and looked at their kids watching this and said, see, pastor's saying you got to honor your parents. You got to honor them, da, da, da.
And how many times does a kid actually do that?
Hopefully a lot.
A lot, yes. But will they do it all the time? Like half the time, you two tell Danny no.
Yeah.
No. And Danny will just sit there and pester and pester and pester and pester until she gets what she wants. Yeah. She's not obeying.
That's right.
She's not giving the respect to mom and dad.
That's right.
Like how I do. You listening up there? Or do you got your headphones in?
Okay. So these are the verses that I'm going to end up closing with. And it says, children, including teenagers, should treat their parents with respect. That's what we read in Ephesians 6, verse 2. But it cuts both ways. Because in Ephesians 6, verse 4, it says, fathers, do not provoke your children to anger.
Oh.
So, of course, children can get angry for no good reason, okay? But the point is, don't give them a reason
to be angry.
That would include things like treating them rudely in front of others, like you just did with your sister.
She has her headphones.
Okay.
She didn't hear me.
But so it goes both ways. If we and it goes back to, it took us right back into this circle of verses that it says, show proper respect to everyone. Everyone. So that means that if you want respect, and I tried to find that verse, but I didn't have enough time to dig it up. But it did say in there, and I'm paraphrasing that one, it says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So it's like, if you want respect, you need to give that. And I hear a lot of people saying, well, they need to give it first, Pastor, because you don't know. Da, da, da.
That's not how it works.
Just start respecting.
Just start it and you'll get it back.
Amen.
You give and you shall receive.
There you go. Luke chapter 6. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Corner of Truth. And I pray that you guys are having a blessed night. I pray that you end up sharing this, and look back in the archives of what we've had for the lives. And if you see one you like, share that one with the person, okay? But help us get this word out that on Monday nights, we're here. Corner of Truth. All right? We hope you have a blessed night.
God bless.
There you go.